Welcome back to Boomer TV. It's Paul Booty.
I'm Julie Patterson. We're so glad you found us again right here on WFYI.
Look at this. The mayor is joining us already. It seems like we just got started, and already we're going right to the top.
Ed Wank talks to Mayor Joe Hogsett on tonight's episode.
Speaking of talking, you talk sometimes not in front of these, 500 cameras here. You're just in front of a radio microphone.
Are you saying I talk a lot? Because I kind of do. Yeah, there's a radio show called Boomer Radio. Believe it or not, if you haven't heard it, you need to. We'll tell you where you can hear it.
You have to talk when you're on the radio, otherwise it's pretty boring.
Yeah.
You have to keep talking. No dead air. We certainly don't have it this half hour. We got a great show that also includes a visit to the
Garfield Park.
Money tree at Garfield Park.
That's a real thing. I wish
It
I had one
grows
in my backyard.
It grows on trees. All right, we're going to be out there, and we're going to go to a special reunion with the ABA.
The 50th anniversary of the American Basketball Association. A lot of tall guys in the same room, and Paul Poteet's going to speak with them.
Oh, that looks so short. Why? Later this half hour. Keep watching Boomer TV. Boomer TV is made possible with support from
Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match a customer's specific needs and style. More information on Westport Homes' lifestyle collection, including community locations, at westport-home.com.
Unique Home Solutions, serving more than 30,000 homeowners since 1983. Providing home remodeling services from minor updates to complete renovations with a mission to improve appearance and efficiency. More at uniquehomesolutions.org.
Our first segment tonight is with reporter Ed Wank.
I know that name from radio, and he's also a writer. He's been involved with Nouveau magazine before, and he's part of our Boomer TV family, and he's going to introduce us to Mayor Joe Hogsett.
Well, first of all, Mr. Mayor, thanks for the time. Appreciate it. From Rushville originally, is that correct?
Born and raised.
Okay. What was it like growing up there in the 60s and 70s?
It was a wonderful place to grow up. After leaving high school, though, and completing my college and law school education, really Indianapolis has been my home for the last nearly 40 years.
You said that you felt that every politician should lose a race, even their first one, or at least one anyway along the way. Why is that?
Well, somewhere along the way, I think it's always healthy that those who are in elected leadership are reminded that we are much better served as a community, as a state, and frankly, as a country, if they're willing to look beyond the next election and to make judgments and to make decisions, even if it puts their political career at risk. And I think, frankly, if more of our elected leaders understood that lesson, they would probably make decisions based on the long-term benefit of our communities and of our state than the short-term benefit of how they would appear in the next election.
It's compliment time. You're 61?
Yep.
I guess it's the new 40. What's the regimen?
Yeah,
you like dancing, you like running.
Yeah, I'm not sure it is the new 40. But, I do try to stay very exercised and fit for both mind and body. The dancing is really nothing more than a manifestation of my lack of rhythm, combined with, frankly, I think when you are out in the public and they see you willing to open yourself up and maybe make a little fun of yourself.
Yeah, okay.
I think it humanizes you, and it causes people to say, well, he's not so full of himself as he's willing to, laugh at himself.
As was evidenced in the campaign with the sneaker. Did you hang on to the ancient sneakers?
I still have
them?
I still have the sneakers. In fact, Victor Oladipo, who many sports talk radio figures in the community today are saying there's a new mayor in town.
Yes.
And his name is Victor Oladipo.
Yes.
He and I just recently teamed up on a public service announcement to promote the It's My City initiative, which is a effort to clean, green, and beautify our city. And we're out on a basketball court, which doesn't surprise you, trying to promote a clean Indianapolis. And I'm wearing the old sneakers that I've had for 40 years.
The city's got a couple issues that have made headlines. Infrastructure is one, violent crime is the other. Can you give us some indication of where we stand on those fronts right now?
I think that in both instances, we are beginning to see progress being made. I think that in the public safety side of the challenge, our increase in the number of police officers, which will allow us to go back to community-based, beat-oriented policing, I think will make a difference in the violent crime rate that the city has experienced over the last 10 years. And in terms of infrastructure, I do think that we're making prudent investments. We never have enough money to make everything right all at once. But I do think that over the next 3 to 4 years, we do have a committed plan in place that will improve the quality of our highways and byways so that people can drive to work in the morning and not have to avoid potholes. When you are charged with the responsibility of improving your community, at the end of the day, you have to get things done. If you don't, you hear about it when you pull in your driveway. Now, the truth is, I don't want to say that local government is self-regulating, but in many respects, the immediacy of the people you serve and their willingness to share with you their concerns kind of makes your response time much quicker.
Mr. Mayor, thank you for the time.
Certainly,
really
Ed.
appreciate it. For Boomer TV, I'm Ed Wank.
Well, if you've made it to 50 years old, you're a boomer. You might also be a former member of the American Basketball Association. They're having a big reunion.
That's right, the 50th year reunion, too.
Yeah.
Interesting charity that's trying to help some of those players whose names you know, and we're going to meet them. Let's practice, Julie. We're going to meet them right now.
Hi, Slick.
Hi, guys. So what is Dropping Dimes? Now, we've heard about this foundation, so what does it do?
A group of guys that were Pacer fans, and one guy was a ball boy. He's a doctor now. Has heard about some of the play. And I've been trying to work on a pension thing for the players, and throughout this, we've discovered so many guys that didn't even play 1 or 2 years that basically have nothing, a lot of medical problems, and they just aren't taken care of. So these guys put together this foundation, and they've been doing great work. They've helped about 30 guys now, and it's guys with serious problems or medical problems or their kids are sick, and so it's kind of like the ABA fraternity. We're trying to help each other. For instance, there's a couple guys in nursing homes, and one guy had a dental problem. He has no money, and he had to have his teeth fixed, and we brought him up here, and a group of the guys got together with some dentists and oral surgeons and fixed him up, and just little things like that will change a guy's life.
Boy, this is like a time machine. Each item in this binder, only $1, such a deal. So people are dropping dollars today for dropping dimes. So once upon a time, way back, like when I was young, they used to play, they were in a different league, and they had that red, white, and blue basketball. And
yeah.
Does this bring back, memories?
Yes, it does. 20 years ago, there was a 30-year reunion that we attended, and now it's great that there's a 50-year reunion. All the folks that came together to put this together, it's just been wonderful.
Oh, there's a huge crowd here,
it's
too.
Unbelievable.
Standing room only, people waiting in line
right,
to get inside. We meet up with Slick here. I'm going to ask him what he's wearing there. It looks like some kind of space-age jumpsuit that apparently the Pacers were testing out for NASA. I don't know if you know this or not, but it's a basketball event today, ma'am. It has nothing to do with the Indy Fuel.
Yes, I understand this.
That's why
it's
all
okay.
these tall guys are wandering around here.
It's a kind of a surreal deal, but the ABA meant so much to people because Indianapolis, we had the Indianapolis 500, where once a year the eyes of the world were focused on our backyard.
No Colts.
No Colts, no nothing else. And, it was just the Pacers, the ABA Pacers and Slick Leonard were the thing. But yeah, growing up, man, listening to those Pacer games on the radio, and they were the best.
I grew up in Kokomo, and coming to Indianapolis, to the big city of Indianapolis, and going to a Pacer game, oh my gosh, that was giant.
Look at those buildings. That's the I&B building over there.
That was wonderful.
This man has been in my mouth many times.
Dentist.
How do you go from being a basketball star to a dentist? How did that happen, Dr. Green?
Not easily.
Not easily, right?
Yeah, that's right, because I always told people I was slow,
as a player and had bad hands, and I became a dentist. So what could go wrong there?
We even have senators roaming around here today.
This is the best. I'm seeing ball players who were my heroes when I was younger, still are heroes to me now. The best part about this is these guys all had each other's back to keep the league going.
Yeah, some interesting things they're doing with the Dropping Dimes Foundation too. To try to support each other, as they get older.
And that's what you see. All of this is about is how can we help each other, and maybe our brothers who have fallen on a little bit of hard times. How can we help them? And so that spirit of teamwork that they always had in the ABA, they still have today.
Things are so busy here that we're literally up against a wall right now waiting for the ceremony to begin.
A member of the Dallas Chaparrals in 1971 and 1972, and here's Lynn Chappelle.
Been a great event here today that's drawn politicians, media types, and just regular people from throughout central Indiana who have great memories of the ABA days, celebrating 50 years of it today at Hinkle Fieldhouse. For Boomer TV, I'm Paul Poteet.
Okay, you ready, Paul? Spell horticulturist.
I was told there would be no math or no spelling on the show.
Horticulturist is somebody who cares about green things like plants.
I hear there's a money tree in this segment. I know how to spell that.
Stick around. Garfield Conservatory coming up.
We're here with Caitlin at the Garfield Park Conservatory, and today we're going to talk the ins and outs of house plants. So you got to really help me here because I do not have a green thumb at all. What are some of the best plants if you're looking to kind of bring some life indoors?
A lot of the best plants that you can do are wandering Jews. We've got crotons here. A lot of people have ficuses when they want that height in the corner that they stick in their dining room or the edge of their kitchen.
I love the color. Now, are these hard to take care of? What's kind of the sunlight situation?
Because they can grow a little bit taller, there's another one next to it that's a couple feet taller than it. But it is like that mid-level story plant, so it can get quite a bit of sunlight and it can get some low light. So the plant will adapt to it.
Now some of these are very tropical looking plants. Are these realistic for me to have in my kitchen right now, or is this way beyond my skill set?
There are certain tropical plants that are a little bit better for beginners than there are for more of the expert
that was a nice way of saying maybe not, but I like these in here. So what is this?
So right now what she's pointing at is a banana, and it had bloomed probably 2 weeks ago, so it's got very fresh little bananas on there. They will stay for probably 6 to 9 months depending on the type of everything. But if you want a banana to grow outside in your home garden, there are types of hardy bananas that you can actually do that with.
All right, let's go look at some succulents.
Yeah. Okay, so right here we have our jade tree. It is the oldest plant we have in the conservatory as well. It's in its mid-80s. Now I don't know how long we've been saying that, but it's pretty old for a plant at least. And it does bloom in December. It's a December bloomer. There are a couple spent flowers still on it now, but it's an amazing plant. Now it's a succulent, so with it being in here with all these other tropical plants, and how it survives is in the wintertime we only water it maybe once a month. At the max, and we have a lot of soil and stuff in here, so we could even go even longer than that. Most problems that people have with succulents is that they are overwatered.
So what's like the must-see here at the conservatory? Is there something that we really need to make sure we check out today?
A lot of people come and they're fascinated by the shaving brush tree, which is actually right behind us. Oh, wow. People always ask how old it is. But all the plants that are in here have been in here since 1998. The place was renovated at that time, so all the plants were brought in. Now we can't say all the age of the plants were right then because they obviously had to have been established before they were brought in here. So it hangs over the path and it has a huge canopy to it. It flowers towards the beginning of April. So right now we are starting to see some buds grow on the tree, and it's actually a bright pink shaving brush is what it will come out to be, like an old-fashioned shaving brush that you would use. There are other plants that people love to see. We do have a jade vine that is beautiful when it blooms, but it's down the path here. And a lot of people ask if the color of the flower, if we dye it or if we dip it in fertilizer, like how do we get that color on there?
Oh, we're kind of in the jungle here now.
Yeah, we are definitely in the jungle here.
I like these. Those are pretty. Ooh, look how neat these are too.
Jade vine.
Oh, this is
it.
the jade vine. Wow. Oh, this is amazing. So tell me about this.
One of the questions we get is, do we dye them or do we spray paint them? Because they're not that traditional flower
They
color.
don't even look real.
Yeah, they don't look real. The reason why it's called a jade vine, because it does look like the succulent, the jade that we just talked about, because it is very thick on the flowers that it has on there. But this is the most blooms we've seen in this plant for a long time. I counted the other day, there were over 20 of them on there. It's just fabulous. People love it. We have some that come right up to the path, as you can see here, and some that are up in the plant itself.
All right, Caitlin, they say the money does not grow on trees, but this is called the money tree. I'm not seeing any cash here. You got to tell me what this is all about.
Well, it is a misconception that money does not grow on this tree. I promise you, you will never be able to grow it at home. But what I have heard, that if the luck or anything that comes with the money tree is you're supposed to rub it. You rub the tree for good luck, for more cash in your pocket.
All right, I got to really spend some time here then for sure. That's great. Now is this a plant you can have in your home?
You could have it in your home. This is actually a fairly small one. They can get a little bit bigger. Not as big as the banyan. I don't know if you know what the banyan is, but it's one of the largest trees in the world. They will not get that big, I promise.
All right, the money tree. I think I need to definitely get one of these.
Yeah.
Caitlin, thank you so much for giving us a look at the Garfield Park Conservatory. We have had a lot of fun. For now, I'm Amanda Clark with Boomer TV.
Our house has a kitchen too, Julie. Isn't this great?
It is great, actually. And we have a special guest. This is Ashley Bryan with Memory Meals. What is a memory meal?
Memory Meals is a whole series of recipes and an algorithm, a meal planning program that helps people optimize nutrition for brain health and reducing the risk of dementia.
It's not just spinach. Any kind of food could be a brain food then.
Yes, but it's about a combination of nutrition over the course of time that you're getting from whole foods, not supplements and that kind of thing. And so what we did is worked with scientists out of Rush and Harvard University who had done research on the MIND diet, which is a combination of the Mediterranean and DASH diets with the addition of 10 specifically brain healthy food groups, which is kind of what you see here. And they were able to prove that over the course of 4.5 years, they were able to reduce the risk of dementia in the initial cohort by as much as 57%. And so the algorithm calculates a score for the entire week. So it isn't just meal by meal. You can't have, a really great salad and a Big Mac and think that you had a great day.
What? Oh, kidding.
So,
no, I get that, yeah.
And so that the algorithm makes it really easy for chefs in senior living to make changes based on the residents' preferences, but still make sure that all that nutrition is optimized to protect their brains. And the research that this is based on showed that even the original research was conducted with people from the age of 58 to 98. So you don't have to start this diet, when you're 12 years old. There's actual benefit and risk reduction even after the age of 58.
Is it the amounts or is it the way you put them together that matters more?
All of the above. So leafy greens you're supposed to eat every single day. Because your brain is primarily made up of fat, you need a lot of healthy fats. So healthy oils like olive oil. Grapeseed oil is another really healthy oil. And then you also can get healthy fats from nuts and salmon. This is not necessarily bad for you, but if you're going to make a choice, you should choose the wild caught. You can just see by looking at it that this one contains a lot more of the omega-3 DHA fatty acids and just has a lot more antioxidants in it. So if you're going to eat salmon, try to always opt for the wild caught.
Fruit, seeds?
So it's not just all fruit. Berries are specifically brain healthy. They have a lot of antioxidants in them that help protect neurons in the brain and help clear free radicals that we get from air pollution or other foods or pollution in our water. And blueberries are one of the brain healthiest foods that you can eat.
That's a salad over there.
Yeah, do you want to try it?
Oh, sure.
This is lemony lentil salad, and so a big part of the MIND diet is trying to move people away from so much animal-based protein. And so this salad has different kinds of lettuce, and lentils and roasted sweet potatoes, radishes, and then there's and walnuts, and then there's a lemony lentil salad dressing that's apple cider vinegar, olive oil, thyme, and lemon juice.
That sounds good.
Dark chocolate has a lot of polyphenols, dark chocolate and red wine. So on the diet, 1 glass of red wine is recommended a day. And then the dark chocolate, as long as it's 72% dark chocolate, then you're getting a lot of polyphenols and flavonols that help protect your brain. This is a recipe that we developed that has dark chocolate, cranberries, which are also superfoods and antioxidants, pumpkin seeds, cinnamon, which is an anti-inflammatory. So inflammation causes cardiovascular issues because it constricts your veins and your arteries, but it does the same thing in your brain. And when the blood isn't flowing through your brain, it's not able to clear the plaques and the tangles and the free radicals out.
I understand that memory meals are going to be a part of some local menus.
We're in 5 states in senior living, and now we're being picked up at a couple of restaurants here in Indianapolis where Psalms has picked up memory meals, and they're going to be promoting this brain healthy nutrition in 2 locations.
Okay.
And then Illinois Street Food Emporium is also going to be doing that, where they're going to offer breakfast, lunch, and then if you want to order carry out for your family, you can zip by and get a brain healthy meal. We have more information at memorymeals.com. And there's also going to be information at the Psalms and Illinois Street Food Emporium locations.
Finish it up, Julie, would you? I gotta go.
No, I just remembered something.
What?
Oh, yeah, it works.
Oh, she got me.
Yeah, good.
Well, I love talking about radio. All the years that I've done TV, I've always done radio at the same time too. And I know you might like it a little bit too. That's how we met originally on our radio show. So what's this radio gig you got going on now?
It's called Boomer Radio. I hope you've heard of us. If you haven't, stay tuned because you're going to find out all about it. Hello, welcome to Freedom 95. This is where we do our Boomer Radio show. Each and every week, you'll hear it at 4:30 on Saturdays. Lots of microphones so we can have lots of guests. Sometimes we'll even call up our guests on the telephone if they can't make it down here. So this is where I sit, my throne. I'm the queen of the show. And put the headphones on, turn up the microphones, depending on who's in our studio. Wonderful producer Jeremy makes it all sound good. Gotta have that. And then, of course, we get to recording. So this is Boomer Radio. Welcome. Today's guest is Andy Ray from Arts Channel Indy, and it's our annual Oscar show. Andy is a movie critic for Arts Channel Indy and has seen all 9 nominations for Best Picture. On today's show, we talk about those movies as well as the actors nominated for Academy Awards. Who's the gentleman who plays the bad guy in...
The Shape of Water?
Yes.
That's Michael Shannon.
Oh, my goodness.
Outstanding.
I hated him so much in that.
That's one thing this movie has going for it.
Ugh.
The worse the villain is, the better that makes the movie.
Oh, my goodness, he was bad. This year's Best Picture, The Shape of Water, features Indiana's own Doug Jones. He's a Bishop Chatard High School and Ball State University graduate. Doug has been in several of Guillermo del Toro's films. He often plays non-human characters. The person that played the creature.
Yes.
This is
He's from Indiana.
Doug Jones.
Yes.
In my graduating class at Ball State.
Really?
The nicest guy in the world.
Really?
Yes. Jeremy Butel produces Boomer Radio each week from the Freedom 95 studios in Franklin.
Let's look at Best Director. There are only 5 nominees for Best Director.
Okay. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro, Shape of Water. We notice Paul Thomas Anderson for Phantom Thread, who probably shouldn't be up there. He's had 3 or 4 better movies. He is a great director. That's probably why he's there. Greta Gerwig, first-time director for Lady Bird. Jordan Peele, who did Get Out, and Christopher Nolan for Dunkirk. Notice we don't see Martin McDonagh for 3 Billboards. I don't know why. Did it direct itself?
For the record, many of Andy Ray's predictions for this year's Academy Awards were correct, including The Shape of Water for Best Picture. All right, Andy, I hate to, I could go on for hours, and I know you could too.
Yes.
But it's time to wrap up the show.
I get it.
Is there any other final comments?
I don't
wait.
think so.
Okay.
No, I think
Thank you
we've said everything here.
Thanks for being here. Well, that's Boomer Radio. You saw how we do it. You can listen every Saturday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on Freedom 95, AM or FM. You can also get your smartphone out, get the TuneIn app, and listen to it that way. Our show rebroadcasts every Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for listening. Oh, and of course, thanks for watching. Julie Patterson, Boomer TV. Okay, we're going to end tonight. I'm going to show you my little trick. You know what I can do?
What?
I can wiggle my nose and my ears at the same time.
Okay, let me.
Good night, Atlas. That's my grandson.
Good night, Hunter. Good night, Bennett. We'll bring Julie over sometime and have her wiggle.
I have more party tricks. I do.
for you. And we'll see you again soon here on Boomer TV.
Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week.
For more all things Boomer, just visit our website. That's indieboomer.com. Indie Boomer connects TV, magazine, and radio. It contains useful information for baby boomers all over the Indianapolis metropolitan area. And you can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Pick up Indie Boomer magazine at most Kroger stores and libraries. Look for us all over Indy.
Listen to Boomer Radio every Saturday afternoon at 4:30 p.m. on Freedom 95 with a rebroadcast Sundays at 7:30. Indie Boomer, for the next chapter of your life.
Boomer TV is made possible with support from
Westport Homes, dedicated to building homes for every chapter of life, with plans and details that match a customer's specific needs and style. More information on Westport Homes' lifestyle collection, including community locations, at westport-home.com.
Unique Home Solutions, serving more than 30,000 homeowners since 1983. Providing home remodeling services from minor updates to complete renovations with a mission to improve appearance and efficiency. More at uniquehomesolutions.org.